The year is 2521, and for the first time in nearly 500,000 years, the galaxy stirs with whispers of a species long forgotten. Humanity, once enslaved, once broken, has returned to the stage of history. But their return is not loud, not brash. It is quiet, deliberate, and filled with a kind of stillness that unsettles the stars themselves. For centuries, alien civilizations had grown accustomed to the rhythms of power, the rise and fall of empires, the endless cycles of conquest, and the fragile treaties that never lasted. But humanity's reappearance is different. It is not simply another power rising. It feels inevitable. As if the universe itself had been waiting for this moment. Scattered reports trickle across the galactic network, a human vessel glimpsed on the edges of Sarah Empire space. A fleet appearing, then vanishing, like ghosts in the dark. Rumors spread faster than the truth can catch them. And in the shadows of uncertainty, fear takes root. The Sarah Empire, the very force that once enslaved humanity, struggles to maintain control. Their propaganda machines churn out words of reassurance, yet their fleets move restlessly, patrolling, searching. Because deep down, even the most loyal of their citizens remember the ancient stories, that humans do not forgive, and they do not forget. But here is the unsettling truth: humanity does not come roaring back with vengeance. They come with silence. With patience. With a precision that suggests calculation on a scale the galaxy can barely comprehend. Every move is measured. Every appearance is intentional. The galaxy expected anger, rebellion, fire. Instead, it finds a mirror, reflecting back its own uncertainty, its own fragility. In quiet corners of alien marketplaces, conversations turn hushed when the word human is spoken. Who are they now? What have they become in their long exile? Some say they are monsters, reshaped by centuries of suffering. Others whisper that they are visionaries, carrying knowledge no empire could match. The truth is simple, and yet unfathomable: humanity has learned the art of patience. And patience, in a galaxy drunk on speed and power, is terrifying. The first confirmed encounter comes not in a grand battle, but in something far more ordinary. A colonial outpost of the Sarah Empire detects a single human warship entering orbit. There are no demands. No weapons fired. Only a transmission, a request to speak. The Sarah governors panic, fearing retribution, yet the humans say only this: we remember. We are watching. Then, as silently as they arrived, they are gone. That single act ripples across the galaxy like a stone cast into still water. Empires debate. Merchants whisper. Scholars argue. Was this a threat? A warning? Or something deeper, a statement that humanity's presence is no longer a rumor, but a reality? The Harari, a neutral and enigmatic species, issue the first public statement. They do not condemn humanity, nor do they welcome them. Instead, they offer a warning cloaked in riddles: when silence speaks, listen closely. For sometimes silence is louder than war. These words linger in the minds of rulers and commoners alike. What do they mean? What greater game is being played? And why does it feel as though the galaxy itself is holding its breath? Across the spiral arms, stories begin to surface: fleets vanishing without trace, supply lines disrupted, communications scrambled. Always in ways that leave no evidence, no trail, no clear culprit. And yet, everyone knows. Humanity is there. Watching. Testing. Preparing. The Sarah Empire reacts with fury. They mobilize fleets, enforce curfews, and tighten their grip on border worlds. Yet the harder they squeeze, the more fear spreads among their citizens. Because in that fear lies a quiet question: what if the humans are not just back? What if they are stronger than ever before? But the galaxy has yet to understand the most terrifying truth: humanity does not move like an empire. They move like an idea. And ideas are far harder to kill. For the children of Earth, the past is not chains and ashes, it is memory. And memory is sharper than any blade. What the galaxy will soon learn is that humanity's return is not the beginning of a war. It is the beginning of a reckoning. The year is 2522, and the galaxy is no longer merely whispering. It is holding its breath. Humanity's return is no longer a rumor carried on distant signals, it is a presence that cannot be denied. And yet, what unsettles the galaxy most is not what humanity says, but what they choose not to say. The Sera Empire, once confident in its dominion, begins to fracture at the edges. Their fleets move endlessly across the borderlands, chasing shadows. Every time they believe they have cornered humanity, their prey dissolves into silence, leaving only confusion behind. A supply convoy disappears in a sector thought secure. A communications hub suffers a sudden blackout with no evidence of sabotage. A warship reports being followed, its crew unnerved by glimpses of human vessels that never engage, only observe. This is not war as the galaxy understands it. It is something colder, more deliberate. Humanity has learned the value of uncertainty. They do not strike openly, they create doubt, and doubt spreads faster than any weapon. To fight an enemy you cannot see is to fight yourself, and soon, the Sera Empire finds itself unraveling, not from battles lost, but from trust eroded. The galaxy's empires watch with unease. Some view humanity as a force of justice, finally standing against the old oppressors. Others see them as a threat to stability itself. Merchants worry. Soldiers speculate. Scholars debate endlessly. But through it all, humanity remains silent. Every appearance, every disappearance, every carefully chosen moment is a message: we are not like you. We do not play by your rules. It is here that the Harari speak again. Known for their neutrality and their cryptic warnings, they issue a statement that resonates across the galactic network: the galaxy trembles not because humanity has returned, but because it does not understand what humanity has become. Their words are dissected, debated, twisted into arguments for and against alliance, but no one can deny their weight. Meanwhile, on border worlds once ruled by the Sera Empire, small cracks appear in the Empire's control. Citizens whisper of human ships seen in the skies, of messages left behind in abandoned outposts, fragments of old Earth languages, symbols etched into walls, songs carried through calm static. These are not acts of war, they are reminders. Reminders that the Empire's power is not eternal. Reminders that memory itself can be a weapon. The Sera leadership, desperate to reassert dominance, stages grand displays of strength. Fleets march in perfect formation, planets are placed under martial law, and broadcasts declare the Empire unbroken. But beneath the surface, fear corrodes everything. Even the most loyal governors and admirals cannot shake the feeling that they are already losing, to an enemy that never raises its voice, never shows its full hand. The galaxy expected fire, but what humanity wields is silence. And silence spreads. Then comes the moment that changes everything. A single Sera fleet, tasked with securing a vital trade corridor, vanishes without trace. Dozens of ships, thousands of lives, gone, without debris, without signals, without explanation. The Empire scrambles to hide the loss, but the truth leaks. Panic follows. If an entire fleet can vanish, what safety remains? Yet still, humanity claims no responsibility. No message. No declaration. Just silence. It is in this silence that the galaxy begins to fracture. Alliances are tested. Empires reconsider their strategies. And ordinary people, merchants, workers, children, begin to wonder if perhaps humanity is not returning to wage war at all, but to force the galaxy to confront its own reflection. Because what is more terrifying than a fleet of warships? The knowledge that someone, somewhere, is watching you, waiting, choosing not to act, yet capable of doing so at any moment. Humanity has become the ghost in the machine of empire, the shadow in every corridor of power. They are not conquerors in the traditional sense. They are something else entirely. An idea sharpened by exile. A memory made flesh. The Harari, in their final statement of the year, speak words that will echo for generations. The galaxy believes it has seen the face of humanity. It has not. It has only seen the mask. The truth lies deeper, and the truth is what you should fear. And so, the stage is set. Humanity's counterattack has no front lines, no declarations, no banners. It is a war of patience, of memory, of silence. And silence, once seated, can grow louder than any battle cry. The year is 2523, and the galaxy is unraveling. Silence has done its work, empires doubt themselves, fleets move without confidence, and citizens whisper in fear. Humanity has returned, but the galaxy is beginning to sense a deeper unease, as if their reappearance has stirred something older, something far beyond the struggles of empire and rebellion. The Sarah Empire, once a colossus, is bleeding from within. Whole sectors slip through their fingers. Governors defect, admirals hesitate, and the people no longer believe in their power. Yet even as the empire weakens, it becomes clear that humanity is not pressing for conquest. They dismantle carefully, strike invisibly, and fade once more into silence. Their war is not for territory. It is for something larger. The galaxy's attention is fixed on humanity, but in their obsession, they fail to notice the shifting patterns at the edges of known space. Strange signals, ancient in their rhythm, begin to pulse from forgotten star systems. Abandoned ruins, long thought lifeless, awaken with energy signatures that defy explanation. And in the quiet corridors of Harari archives, records sealed for millennia begin to stir with warnings too grave to ignore. The Harari speak with urgency now, their neutrality stripped away by fear. Their message is clear: humanity is not the threat you should fear. Humanity is the signal that the true threat is coming. The galaxy reels. For centuries, the Harari have spoken only in riddles, never in direct warnings. What could terrify a species that has stood apart from war, untouched by empire? Their words ignite debate, but beneath every argument lies the same dread: if humanity is not the storm, then what is? Then the first sign arrives. On the far edge of the spiral arm, an exploratory fleet vanishes while surveying an abandoned system. When a rescue party arrives, they find something impossible: entire planets stripped clean, their surfaces etched with geometric scars too precise to be natural. Not destruction as the galaxy knows it, but harvesting. As if the worlds themselves had been dismantled piece by piece. The survivors bring back a single fragment of data, a signal buried deep within the wreckage. A repeating pattern, simple yet infinite. The scholars call it the architect's mark. And suddenly, the galaxy remembers old myths, half-forgotten legends of builders who shaped the stars before recorded time. Myths dismissed as fantasy, until now. Humanity does not deny the truth. They do not speak of vengeance, nor of conquest. Instead, they issue their first clear message to the galaxy: we are not your enemy. We are your warning. The Sarah Empire collapses under the weight of this revelation. Their propaganda cannot contain the fear. If humanity is not fighting for dominance, then what have they been preparing for all this time? The answer is too vast for an empire drunk on power to comprehend. The galaxy is not standing at the end of a war. It is standing at the threshold of something greater. The architects are not conquerors. They are not an empire. They are a force of design, of purpose beyond comprehension. And their awakening does not come with threats or declarations. It comes with silence, mirroring humanity's own. But this silence is different. It is not patient. It is not deliberate. It is inevitable. In the final days of 2523, as fleets reposition and governments fracture, the Harari released their last transmission: you feared humanity because you did not understand them. You will fear the architects because you cannot. The galaxy has been looking in the wrong direction. While it trembled at the return of humanity, the true architects of destiny were already stirring in the dark. And now, as the stars shift and ancient signals awaken, one truth becomes clear: humanity's exile was not a punishment. It was preparation. For 500,000 years, humanity has endured, remembered, and waited. But they were not waiting for revenge. They were waiting for this. The return of the architects. And so, the calm before the storm ends. The galaxy will soon discover that the greatest threat is not empire, rebellion, or even memory itself. It is the return of the first builders. The ones who shaped the stars. The ones who are coming back to claim them.